presented by Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 and use the promo code WELCOME, one and all, 2 light years. Andy Lou, Chicago Bulls are out of the chair. Chicago Bulls have signed their disgruntled restricted free agent, Josh Giddey. That just leaves us on day
$100 million, by the way. I don't know if they're out of the
day
chair.
70. Day 70 of this. This is it. I don't even know. I don't even know what you say. Day 70. It's getting to the point where I have to bring in special guests to keep us from jumping off the ledge. So today we got friend of the show, Daman Rangoola. Daman, how you doing?
Half your audience just dropped off. I'm sorry you have to hear my voice, but sometimes you need some tough love from the outside.
Oh, Jesus. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want which direction to start with, and let's start on the Giddey one first. Let's start on that one. So Giddey determined. It seems like, based on all the reporting, 4 years, 80 was the offer. They held out. They got the number they wanted, or maybe it's a compromise. Maybe they wanted 120 and they met at 100. But end of the day, he signed today. 4 years, $100 million. I feel like if this was 2 years ago, before this new CBA, he would have probably got 120 and it would have been a done deal on like July 5th.
That's right. No, I think that this deal itself, like, I still don't know what to feel about it, just because I honestly still don't have a good feeling about what the whole market is in between the Supermax guys and like the Vetman mid-level guys. I have no feel still, but at the end of the day, it feels like a very reasonable thing. It feels like Chicago wanted him back. He wanted to go back. It's just like they were trying to get through this. And this entire restricted free agency period has been really embarrassing. Like, I feel like the real story is that this entire process is broken. But it is hilarious to me that the Bulls still found a way to navigate this quicker and better than your boys in San Francisco.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I get it, though, because the Warriors have navigated
got it done
terribly.
first.
But yeah, $100 million for Giddey is hilarious. I would have just been like, yo, take the qualifying offer. I'd rather give that money to Kobe White. Actually, well, Kobe White's fine, but I don't know if I would give him $100 million either. To be honest, both those guys are going to get traded or something in a couple of years where they're terrible contracts, because it's like immediately the Giddey contract is already terrible. Like, immediately it's already awful.
I like Giddey.
I mean, if you're the Bulls player, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, it just the Warriors could do that contract, and Kuminga would take that money. I don't know if there's like a difference in terms of like impact of either guy, but if you're the Bulls, like, what can you even do? Like, there's nothing for you to do if you're the Bulls, right? Like, there's nowhere else to be. So I guess it makes sense. So maybe I backtrack. It's like, if you're the Bulls, I guess you have to sign them because there's nothing else to get.
Are you
the Warriors?
Stop 1 second. Are you saying Kuminga's as good as Giddey?
I think
it
really doesn't matter.
You snuck that. I just snuck that in there out of nowhere.
Both guys are terrible. Like, the thing is, the Bulls are a bad franchise, so they have a guy that put up some numbers and won some fake games at the end of the season, and they're just going to continue to be a fact. Kuminga
that's a league winner right there. Like, you have Josh Giddey in fantasy. You won your league at the end of the year when he decided to go for like 20, 10, and 10 for the final
against
month
the Lakers.
Of the season.
Yeah, by the way, game winner.
Shout out Luka defense. Yeah,
real good.
I mean, but there is still some positive. Like, I still see a potential winning kind of connective tissue player there. That, okay, 25 mil a year is a lot for that, but I still I can't overread into the amount. It's more that it's done, and yeah, I do agree the Bulls and Warriors are obviously in a really different situation, and the actual opportunity cost for the Bulls is really not that high, because what the hell else are they going to do? So I do agree with that. It is a fun still contrast to compare how those two situations played out.
I'm just like I agree with you. Like, if the Bulls were operating reasonably, they'd be like, we don't have a single building block player. Our smartest move would be just to tank and see if we can win. See if we can get whoever the next, like, Cooper Flag or what franchise guy is, right? Like, because building your your Josh Giddey, Kobe White super team is just a play-in. Like play-in is your ceiling. You're going nowhere, right? Like so we all agree with that. I think your point's the more interesting one, Daman, with the whole like I don't know what the right number is for a guy who I don't think he's a bad player. He's just clearly not good enough to be like one of your 2 or 3 best players. Like I don't think he ever will be. I think he's one of those guys who's going to be like a nice role player on a winning team in later part of his career. I don't know what the right number is on that in this new CBA because it seems like those are the guys who are getting like screwed over.
Well,
I have no feel.
It's dependent on the team at this point because the Bulls would gladly give Kuminga money. I'm sure they would if he was on the team. The Kings would gladly give Kuminga. What did the Suns offer him? Reportedly, the Suns offered Kuminga
90. 490. So same ballpark.
Yeah, about the same thing. And to me, that just tells me like, yeah, the bad teams, you're going to get some money. But then, I mean, to your point, I like Cam Thomas, like he wasn't going to get anything, right? And that's kind of a similar, like that's just a losing player. Cam Thomas, Kuminga, Giddey, they're all loser players. So it's like, if you're a good team, you're going to get.
That's harsh on Giddey.
I mean, the Thunder moved him for hilariously for like the piece that won him a championship. That's how dumb the Bulls.
Yeah, but that's like, not. But that doesn't mean Giddey's because Caruso's a better role player now.
Yeah, Giddey's probably the best of the 3 for sure. I mean, he's going to get the most money. But, like, it just all these guys are just, like, they're going to get paid by bad teams, but are good teams ever going to pay these guys? It's just all dependent. Like, these guys are going to get money if they go to a bad team. If Kuminga goes to the Kings, I'm sure. If Kuminga started his career on the Kings, I'm sure he would have gotten paid. I'm sure he would have gotten 80 mil this offseason or 90 mil or something. But because he's on the Warriors, they're a good team. They've got smart people in the front office. He's going to end up with 8 mil.
Enough. No.
This discussion though, and what Andy is saying is 1000% correct. And it's what gets to the original sin of and the original root of this issue is not this summer, right? It's multiple years in the making of us getting here of bad decision after bad decision, not recognizing like the OKC example is a good one for Giddey. Okay, you could make the argument that Giddey would still be playing, he'd be good on OKC, but they recognize their position. They recognize that Giddey was not going to have a role, and they made their decision based on that. Now, they got gifted freaking Alex Caruso, and that pisses me off. But overall, the first step was recognizing as an organization where he fits and does not fit in the plans, and they made their decision.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, the Bulls asked for Kuminga for Caruso. They said no.
Yep.
And you could argue because like Josh Giddey's 21 or 22 at this point. He's younger than Kuminga, and he is a good player. There is a world in which he turns into an all-star. I understand not wanting to give that up for a 29 or 30-year-old who will never be those things, but he's just a good role player. Yeah. That gets back to your whole point, which is if you think you're close, you'd rather have the guy who you know is going to be that fifth starter, that defensive piece, that glue guy that's meant to play in those moments versus like the allure, the upside of the guy who might be a better player at his apex, but it just doesn't matter in the context of what you're trying to do next year. And the Warriors pass on it. That's their fundamental issue. They keep thinking they're going to be able to turn Kuminga into something better than that. You know
what I found?
Just let me finish this thought real quick. It's like it was from they didn't want to trade him for OG Anunoby because OG's good, but Kuminga could be anything. Didn't want to trade him for Siakam. Well, Siakam's good, but we sure Kuminga's not going to be just as good in 2 years. And then it was Caruso. It's like, everyone would like Caruso on their team, but that's a role player. Kuminga might be a star. And now we're sitting here. You don't want to pay him. Everyone knows you don't want to pay him. We all know you don't want to pay him because you're purposely not trying to pay him. He would have signed for less than what Giddey did. It would be a done deal. So clearly you just want to take him back on a transparent, tradable contract that you're going to move in January. And to your point, the original sin was not thinking 2 moves ahead and just thinking you could like speak it into existence. Like Bob Fitzgerald getting on every broadcast telling everyone Kuminga is, the next Kawhi Leonard is going to just make Sam Presti be like, "Oh, did you hear what Bob said? Let's give him Shea. Let's give him Shea right now."
No, so this is my perspective. I found it almost charming and weird that everything about the Warriors in the Steve Kerr era has been so transparent. Like everybody seems to talk to everybody. I mean, I don't even need sources. I could just watch Steve Kerr's press conferences this last year or 2 years, and it's very clear that Kuminga, his play style, his whatever, his goals, his aspirations, his everything, and Steve Kerr's philosophy and the way it fits in with Steph and the way it fits in with Draymond, it's very clear it's been oil and water for a long time. So as an organization, I'm just looking at it like, okay, so are they going to get rid of Kerr or are they going to get rid of Kuminga? Like I don't understand why this has reached this stage when it has been transparent. Like there's nothing hidden here. There's no like, it's not like a bunch of sub-tweeting each other, like, a little clutch mafia kind of, let's muddy the waters and let's try to get something done. Like it's all in the open. And so
do you think if Steph wanted Kuminga back, the Warriors would be hardlining on this 1 year contract at this point? It's just like, I don't even know what leverage they have anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the only leverage they have is like 21's more than 7.9. And
yeah. I mean, this is the conversation that should have been happening internally 2 years ago, right? I mean, this is
correct.
Ultimately the root of it. And restricted free agency is broken. I don't know what the point is anymore. Like this needs to get scrapped entirely. And so we're going to land here. And I love this as a Laker fan. I still am holding hope that Al Horford is just like gets offended at some point and just says, "Fine, I'll go to the Lakers." I'm still hoping for that. That's like my dream.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about Horford in weeks. It's a hilarious.
I know, dude. Yeah. Imagine how he must feel. He's like, dude, I'm a respected vet who's gonna take less to come to the Warriors, and I'm just like sitting around unsigned right now. Very funny to me.
Well, I think that's actually pretty interesting. I just thought about this as you were talking about it. And it's like, I wonder, I don't know what his offseason stuff is. I obviously don't know him, never followed him. He's never been on the Warriors. But it's like, how in football, these guys always take forever, like during these holdouts, and then they're out of shape. They come back and they're out of shape, right? Because it's like, well, you shouldn't be working out. You should, because what if you get hurt while you're holding out? And so it's like they come back and always like either they're really rusty, they're really bad, like Brandon Ayuk was, or it's like you get hurt because you just haven't moved around. And it's funny because with Al Horford, now that I think about it, it's like, do you think he's out there playing pickup? Because can you imagine if he got hurt? Like there's no way the Warriors. He's probably going to cost himself like $6 million or something like that. So I hadn't thought about that. So it's like it's actually kind of detrimental because it's like I'm sure he's working out. But if he's a guy that plays a lot of pickup or just, you just get better at your game. I know he's 40, but stuff like that. It's like same with the Anthony Melton, right? Like he's a guy that it's like, man, like he gets hurt just going down the stairs, right? I don't think he's doing anything crazy right now because what if he gets hurt? Like he's not going to get.
He shouldn't. If you were telling him, I'd say you shouldn't be playing. You should not be doing.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. It's actually pretty interesting with. I guess this has to end in like 3 weeks, so there's no other way around it. But
the bigger
it does, it's interesting. I had not thought about that.
I mean, I to be honest with you, I'm not concerned about either of those things.
I mean, it's a concern. It's a real thing. I mean, it's a real thing. Like if you're not able to play basketball and like get in shape, that's a real thing.
Steph doesn't play basketball in the off season. We're
comparing to Anthony Melton.
Yeah, I was like, was he Steph?
We're comparing.
First off, Melton
is down bad.
Like
Melton's rehabbing right now. Horford's doing all sorts of old man workouts, probably doing some yoga. I mean, it's like they're working out. I'm not concerned about pickup. I'm not no one should be playing pickup in the off season, to be honest.
Why? It's a thing.
You see what happened with Clay? Don't do that. It's like a known thing to a lot of vets. But what I was gonna say is my bigger concern is like at some point these guys are gonna start coming back to the facility. And Horford can't even practice with the dudes because he's unsigned. So that's kind of obnoxious. Like I saw some posts. I saw somebody was like Guy Santos back in the Warriors facility. And it's like, cool, Oh yeah, he can do that because he's one of the 9 guys under contract because that's all they have at this point. It's
but it's like Draymond and Jimmy are training together. You think Al Horford's going to be training with them, like or playing basketball with them? It's like, what if he runs into Moses Moody's elbow and breaks his nose?
If he's
like that's
what if he's
that's like. You know what I mean?
What if he's there? What if he's there and he's saying, "Keep me off the socials because I have a big drop when I finally sign that $5 million taxpayer mid-level." Al Horford to the Bay.
That would be bad if you get hurt, because like those guys literally, we're watching video of Draymond Green shooting airball fadeaways, and it's like the best time to build team chemistry is like in those moments, and these guys can't do it. Or Malcolm Brogdon, if he's going to be a Warrior, like it would have been nice to know 6 weeks ago, because so that he could play with the guys wherever the hell Jimmy and Draymond
this just goes to like
doesn't matter.
This is the downstream effects of just being disorganized and being in this situation in the first place. And like, I am curious what if the front office, if we ask them and just the whole organization, and we ask them, we're like, okay, you drafted Kuminga. What is the path for him to get from the draft to achieving his potential? Like, what does that actually look like? Like, map that out. Now plug that into a team as you were constituted. I've never found the alignment in those two things. All the rookies, like when you look at what Kuminga wants, it is totally justified. Like that's the one thing that
is it justified? I'm actually very tired. I'm very tired of this logic. Like you're drafted and you're asked to play a role. Like go fucking play your role. Do what the coach said.
No, see. Here's where I disagree. Yes, at some level that is true. But you can't tell a player who's drafted at that level and who has an expectation.
Paul George was a top 10 pick. Kawhi Leonard was a top 10, Kawhi Leonard was a 15th pick.
We'll get to
Jason
Kawhi.
Tatum.
No.
Jason Tatum was the 3rd overall pick. They were all role players and they played up for it. I actually don't.
No. Okay, again, Tatum and Paul George, great examples. Role players when they came in. I'm agreeing with you. They start there. But at some point, if you're not going to hand over the franchise to them and say, go make mistakes, go high usage, this team's going to suck, which happened in both those situations, those players are always going to think, I am not reaching my potential. I need X, Y, Z to at least try to be there. That is what I'm talking about. I completely disagree with you there. That is totally justified. If Kuminga stays with the Warriors for another 2-3 years, there is a 0% chance he reaches what he might think his potential is. Like 0%, because now he's stuck in that role player mode forever. And so for somebody like him who's like, man, if I had the usage that Anthony Edwards had as a rookie, or if I had Tatum's team when the Boston Celtics sucked and Tatum just went out.
First off, they didn't suck. They won 50 games with Tatum as their best player.
No. When he was a role player, but I'm saying when everything kind of, they had 1-2 down years before they went back on the upswing, Tatum had those reps.
Well, Tatum's good. There's a difference. Just to be clear, I'm looking it up right now.
From a player's point of view,
49, 48 wins, back-to-back years with Tatum as the first option without Kyrie Irving. That's
right.
That's what was there. I think my overarching issue with this is overarching issue here is he has not been able to do the things to stay on the floor. He will get the shots if he stays on the floor, but like asking a guy to be aware of where they should be on defense when you're the most physically gifted player is not an insult or a slight. No one's getting that mad about it. Anyway,
rookies have way longer leashes, man. Young players have way longer leashes, though. They have to learn. That's the only way. I don't buy that you can learn without actual reps, and you need to learn, be able to make mistakes.
I actually agree with. I think you guys are both right. You guys are both right.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Like he needs to be better, to Sam's point, and then he needs to play more. But it's like, dude, I don't understand why the fuck he was drafted then. Okay, let's get off the Kuminga stuff. We'll get to other stuff, but before that, Light Years Podcast, we are brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, you guys know what we're about here. Best way to win real money this summer. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds. Turn your sports takes into real money all season long on Prize Picks. All right, NFL's back. We had week 1 2 days ago, this Sunday, and we got Thursday night football back. We got, who do we got? We got the Packers versus the Commanders. Go into the Prize Pick app. Download the app, use code LightYears, get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Got you some examples here. You can go more or less on Josh Jacobs, 12.5 receiving yards. You can go more or less on Terry McLaurin for 34.5 receiving yards. There's actually a promo that you have to click more within the next hour to get it at 34.5, or it reverts back to its normal number for more, which is 55.5. So you can take advantage of promos like that on the PrizePicks app throughout the day. That's code LightYears to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. And LightYears podcast, we are brought to you by Skims. I mean, this is the easiest one here, I think, for us to talk about. I'm literally wearing Skims right now. I wear it
Me too.
To go to the gym. Sam, you too? You got two on right now. You got 2 pairs of Skims on right now. That's how good it feels. My wife loves Skims. Like that's like her thing. I guess it's a Kim Kardashian thing, but also it's just a supremely comfortable wear for both men and women. I wear it every day. I wear it to the gym. I wear it under my shorts for basketball. Like I don't have to like change out into different clothes when I hoop or when I run. Like I can just wear Skims. I got a cotton 5-inch briefs the other week. I bought 3 more from our friends at Skims, who's got our sponsorship this week. So shop Skims Men at skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey. Select our show, Light Years Podcast, in the drop-down menu that follows. Skims.
Oh. Well, let's turn this on you. For those who don't know, although I'm pretty sure most listeners know, Daman is a Laker fan. He's the enemy. Your Lakers are rumored to be trying to trade for a one Andrew Wiggins, friend of the show, former Warrior. Do you think
great idea?
Well, yes, throwing your trash and at Miami, hoping to get a player who's not trash is a good idea in general. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. I don't know. What are the Lakers doing? I guess I wanted to ask you this because it seems to me like they're attempting to build around Luka while LeBron is being super passive aggressive.
Classic.
Yeah. I speaking of the Kuminga Warriors kind of dysfunction, there's an angle of this indecision. There's an angle of this where like this LeBron kind of being upset or sending these subtweets and all the things that and that weird statement and all that. Like I totally understand on one level where he's coming from, where he's still really good, and this is the first time he had been ever told no to something contractual. Like every time he would dictate, okay, I want a 1+1, I want a 2+1, I want a whatever. And this is the first time he went to the front office and said, all right, let's just do another 1+1 and we'll go from there. And the Lakers are like, no. Just pick up the player option. Let's go now year to year to year. And so that's kind of what started this whole thing. But where they are as an organization, I actually loved this summer because the gap between them where they are right now and beating the OKCs, the Denvers, the whoever's, that gap, realistically, like, I don't know what moves were there. Maybe they could go all in and put the last first rounders on the table. And that's where the Wiggins rumor started. And, there was like, this is where the funny, like, LeBron / Laker fans and then the Laker fans kind of have a clash because like I'm a Laker fan, so I'm looking at it from the next 3-4 years, and the LeBron / Laker fans are just like, this is the year, so trade whatever, get Wiggins, that's the missing piece, etc., etc. What I think the Lakers did is they plugged in holes. I mean, the DeAndre Ayton thing is a total lottery ticket. Like it could go either way. If it hits like we think it hits, and Andy, that was a face. I saw that face.
Lottery ticket. What the fuck lottery is Ayton winning? Keep going.
Ayton was a starting center of an NBA finalist. How dare you?
COVID season didn't count.
So, but no, it's looking at it from this point of view. We only had one center, Jackson Hayes, last year. Now we have DeAndre Ayton, who's at least a starting caliber center. Now we'll see how it pans. He's a starting caliber center. I didn't say he was definitely a starting center. I said he's a starting caliber center. And other than losing DFS, which just it still stings, I think the rest of their roster is built on we're going to be really good this year. Not great. We're going to be really good this year, but position next year as their true year where it's truly built 100% around Luka, and then they'll figure out the LeBron thing. I still think, I know this is like, I've come around on this because I wasn't on this train before. I still think the Lakers would be fine with LeBron coming back. I used to think that maybe they would be happier if he just declared this is the last year with the Lakers, so they have clarity on what they're doing next. I just think that all their plans are building towards next summer. I think that's the real plan.
Coming to the bed. Do you actually? So I wanted to ask you this, and after that long soliloquy that put us all to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare? First of all, Ayton started. He was an important part of that starting unit that made the NBA Finals.
Bro, Pat McCaw shut down LeBron in the NBA Finals. So what? Like that happens. There's been this speculation that he could leave the Lakers. He's not going to retire with the Lakers. And every time there's that speculation, some reporter, and in this case, Jake Fisher, but it's been echoed by everyone over the last 12 months, the Warriors are calling. At this point, I think we can all admit, like, there's some part of him and Steph that are like the idea of them being the old guys playing together one last time. My question for you is, do you think it'll actually happen? Because there is a realistic scenario in my head where this is a trade deadline thing. The LeBron lack of happiness without the extension leads to him, because like he'll do it when he's unhappy. He'll make things uncomfortable through the media. He'll let you know it. Like he's done it throughout his career, right? There is that, and then there's the Lakers who are, they've obviously committed to Luka. Like Luka's the priority. There is a world in which they work out a trade where the Warriors send some stuff to the Lakers, youth picks, probably have to use Jimmy because there's no other way to do it. But like the Lakers essentially get more stuff to do what you're talking about, which is like really reload the following summer. And the Warriors get the Instagram dream combo. Just the content machine that is Steph and LeBron together. I personally don't want it, if I'm being honest with you. It's not my favorite scenario. My favorite scenario would be just like actually building a real team around Steph and Jimmy instead of just chasing headlines, which is what this feels like.
All right.
But I can't lie to you.
Yeah, go for it.
It does, like, I could see it happening. Does that make sense? Like, I could see both sides wanting to do this.
First of all, you're saying you want to build a real team around Steph and Jimmy. Are we sure Jimmy's the guy?
All right,
first question.
All right, hold on.
Okay, so next point though. I think if LeBron was to say, if we map out the scenarios in which LeBron is not a Laker, everybody points to, okay, he could finish in Cleveland. I just think he's at the stage in his life where I don't think he wants to like really move. And so I still think like if we're putting percentages on
Fourth
it, I don't know
team
what the percentages
or
are.
Yeah.
I think it would literally be, he would have to consider the Clippers straight up just because he would not have to move. And I think the Warriors remain interesting just because of that angle of Steph, Draymond, Kerr, like all those guys. Like I could totally 100% see it.
Close.
And also close. Like he literally does not have to move. He could fly back and forth like commuting. And I think that from that point of view, it has to be considered a real possibility.
Sponsorship.
If he's Jet Suite X. I genuinely think that it has to be considered a plausible. I'm interested that you say it's the trade deadline. I will say the Lakers.
Well,
I believe that if LeBron came to them and said, I want to get traded to the Warriors right now, I don't think they'd push back. I think that's where they're at. They're not going to ask LeBron to go, but if LeBron asks to go, they're not going to say, what can we do to make this better?
So you're saying if LeBron went into the office tomorrow, the 10th of September, and said, if I don't get that an extension, I just trade me to the Warriors, they would, Pulling could pick up the phone. You call up Mike, be like, let's make a deal.
It would be done. I think that's where they're at. I think that's where they're at. I'm surprised you wouldn't do it.
I would do it. To Sam's point, though, like,
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it.
I would prefer if they had just tried to win and just be a normal team. Like, I believe in the Steph and Jimmy team. Like, I don't think they'll get too far because they're super old and they'll get hurt. But I also really enjoyed watching them play basketball. And they were really freaking good when they were healthy on the court. And I just, hey, look, if this happens, I'm all in. What's that?
Yeah, they had a great 3 weeks. It was awesome.
30 games. That's half a season. That's basically the only amount of time LeBron's ever played well for the Lakers. So let's relax.
That's really good.
outside of the bubble.
If I could, like, if my preferred option, because Sam brought up Jimmy Butler as like, oh, like that will probably have to go. Like, my preferred option is like, can it be Draymond's 25 million plus Kuminga's 20 million plus Moses Moody? Like, can that be, and then like 2 picks or something like that? I know that's a poo-poo platter. But Draymond's not a bad fit with Luka. Like, defensively, you kind of need him. Whatever. I'm just saying, like, that would be a Steph, Jimmy, LeBron, where LeBron plays the Draymond role. Now we're cooking. How many games do they play a season together? Maybe 35, probably 35. But it'd be pretty cool if Draymond can play that role, right? That'd be pretty cool.
As much as I would prefer Jimmy to stay, like, it's also like, who do I think is going to play more games next year? It's probably still LeBron. Like, I'll be realistic about it.
But I'm just saying, if you can put that big 3 together, and which is, I guess, why they're trying to get Kuminga to take the 1 year 20 mil or whatever the hell. Like, that is enough money. LeBron makes 50 million, I think. So that's that matches. It's not bad.
Can you see them trading Draymond for LeBron though? Like, that's true. It's like your basketball argument is logical. Like, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just having a hard time imagining, Rich Paul allowing that. Basically, it's like you're trading his two of his biggest clients. If LeBron comes to the Warriors, he probably wants to hang out with Draymond and Steph. I don't think he wants to hang out with Jimmy.
You're probably right.
I think the one thing though, I'll say timing wise, I think again this just comes to his age and all that. Like, I don't think he's gonna do any kind of disruptive move unless it's off seasons. Like, I think if there's any trade with LeBron ending up anywhere, I think it ends up next off season. Like, I just like, one of the reasons why I enjoyed the story.
He's a free agent. He's a free agent next off season.
Yeah, they could do sign and trades and stuff like that to make it work. I'm just saying, like, one of my favorite stories was Kevin Durant saying he hates Steph Curry, so he can't do the trade. But what his reasoning that he gave, and I think is accurate, is players that level and who are older now, they don't want to be changing mid-season, man. I really think it's going to be an off-season situation if it does happen.
I don't know. This offseason's been a dud. Let's be honest. Like, craziest offseason ever. All that's really happened is, like, we're all aware that LeBron is unhappy with the Laker power struggle right now, and Kuminga has Andy and I, actually just me, posting various hotel chairs every day. Like, that's all that's really happened this offseason. There's been no crazy movements.
It's been miserable.
Which is why I think we're gonna see a ton of movement in January, similar to last year. And I don't know what it is about the last couple of years that have seen more activity at the trade deadline than the offseason. But it's just the way it's gone recently. I really don't know what that's all about. It's just kind of the way the cookies crumbled. Maybe it's the new CBA, or maybe it's just a random luck that it's gone that way. But, like,
yeah,
I mean, last trade deadline was crazy. Obviously, the Luka trade, the Jimmy trade, there's a bunch of stuff. The previous one was like KD and Kyrie. Like, there's been multiple that we've seen bigger moves happen at the deadline than in the offseason. I don't know. So, well, you know who's not going to be in LA next year?
Yes,
Kawhi Leonard.
This one,
Kawhi Leonard, baby. Andy, I haven't even talked with you about it since this came out, but new story dropped today from I'm trying to pull it up, so you guys give me a quick second here. From Bruce Arthur covers the Raptors, giving us more context, to the Kawhi Leonard thing. Daman, I'm going to give you the floor here. By now, everyone listening to this is aware. The accusation, Pablo Torre's good reporting, cap circumvention by the by the Clippers to get Kawhi. Is it true? Is it false? Clippers claiming, they were part of activation. They got scammed too. Aspiration, right. They got scammed just as much as everyone else. Poor Ballmer, just a victim of a big scheme here. And more and more details are coming out.
Yeah, I can read this Bruce Arthur tweet because it's interesting. In 2019, Kawhi Leonard's uncle asked the Raptors for a piece of the Leafs and a Paul George trade, but also for 2 big extras: no-show sponsorships and ownership shares in outside companies, which he seems to have gotten with Aspiration and the Clippers. That is, what's been interesting about this whole thing is my initial instinct this entire time when the story broke out was, okay, this is great as a Clipper hater and a Bomber hater about reputational damage. Like, the reputational damage is done. As soon as the Pablo report came out, I knew that there was enough shadiness about this entire thing where I was like, okay, damage is done from this point of view, but I had zero faith that actually any consequences would occur. That's just the way these things seem, like way it seems to go in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially in the silver era. What's changed over the last few days and as the story has gone on, maybe because it's a quiet offseason, but this story is not going away. The volume is actually increasing slowly but surely. Like, there's momentum building towards this. Then you have a story like Bruce Arthur's, which is, this is exactly what he asked for, what he ended up getting. So more evidence. Then you start hearing news, and this is the most interesting part. If anything is going to happen, it's not going to be because fans push for it. It's not going to be because the league partners push for it. It's going to be because other owners are pissed off and they're pushing Adam Silver, because at the end of the day, at this level, the only constituency that really matters to force action are the other owners. And it seems like the initial reaction to this story was, well, I guess a bunch of people, all teams do something similar to this, et cetera, et cetera. People want to sweep this away. But it's really like all the reporting since has been, actually other teams are saying, what the hell? We don't do any of this stuff. And we've been scared about penalties and stuff. So actually this needs to be investigated. This is the first time, as soon as the story is broken out, that I actually think.
You actually think what?
I actually think something's going to happen. Like, I think there will be actual consequences.
Yeah. I was in the same line as you when I first read this story, or I listened to the podcast, and I was just like, does any of this truly matter? Like, Donald Sterling was like the last time where it was like something truly mattered, but that was like totally different. Like, Donald Sterling was like this, right? Like, this doesn't make Steve Ballmer a piece of shit. Steve Ballmer just funny, man. He just decided to take advantage of just being the richest person in the NBA. So I was like, hey, by all means, do it if you can. But now, hearing you talk, I'm like, well, shit, maybe he is going to get punished. I don't know, Sam. Do you think he's actually going to get punished? Adam Silver is going to punish him? I think
I did a pod with Tommy last week, and I was pretty adamant on there will be no punishment. And I'm kind of with both of you since that Thursday. We're 5 days removed from that.
Yeah,
seeing this gain momentum, I'm coming around to Daman's side here, where I'm like, yeah, the other owners seem pretty fucking unhappy with this, and it's just like, to your point, maybe everyone is like, if you sign here, I'll make sure like our chief sponsor who has season tickets gets you a car dealership promo, not like a 50 million from a startup or something like that, So I think there's a very reasonable chance there's going to be a punishment here, and I'm curious to see what it is, because money isn't going to hurt Ballmer. My initial expectation was he's going to get a fine, and it's going to like, who cares, from his perspective, right? Now I'm like, what if they void Kawhi's contract? What if they? What if they take what if the taking of draft picks seems to be the assumed bad punishment, where you just kind of fuck the Clippers team building up? You take a bunch of their picks, because that's like the number one thing you can do. That's like, good luck ever having trade ammunition or ability to acquire players because you have no first round picks. But now I'm wondering if like because you're looking at this, it seems like that Toronto story coming out today makes me think that, you know what, the Raptors might be keen on seeing the Clippers get screwed on this because they thought that was insane and they don't want to have to be playing those games as players. I'm now very open-minded to there being real basketball consequences, because that's what really we're talking about. Like, I don't care if Ballmer gets fined. I guarantee you he doesn't either. It's not going to change anything they do. But if they do something where it's like, hey, yeah, man, your best player suspended for a year, or you're going to lose all your draft pick, so something that like basically makes it impossible for them to compete, that's a real consequence.
Wow. That would.
The funniest thing is, the funniest thing about this is, like, I can't imagine a more miserable experience than the Clippers have had trying to build around somebody like Kawhi since they got him. So that's like, beyond all of this, I feel like the basketball gods have already punished them. I would be so miserable building around this guy, and they've gotten like nothing out of it. And so when Sam said they'd void Kawhi's contract, I'm like, wait a minute, that might help him. Like, this is not a good situation. That Kawhi deal is not a good deal. Like, none of this stuff, so I think draft picks would be actually the only thing that makes sense here, if to actually kneecap them. They do seem to have plans like, okay, they're going to ride this era out and then they're going to target Jokic and Giannis, like everybody in the NBA, but that does seem like their plan. And if they don't have the MO basically to do that, and if the unstated punishment, like the actual impact that they want, is by any means necessary, making it so the Clippers can't get the Giannis, Jokic, like the next crop of potential free agents. That would probably, right? Whatever they can do to kneecap them in that regard, I think if there's any punishment, that's what it would be. And I'm more warm than ever that it could happen at this point, because, I mean, yeah.
No, one other thing that it fascinates me too is who knew? Did Adam Silver already know about this? I'm sure he knew some, not like that this was happening, but like that something like this happens all the time. It feels like when this story came out that a lot of people that were quote unquote like kind of in the know kind of was like, oh yeah, like this happens. And I'm just like, so nobody said shit for decades ever.
So this is the thing. This is the thing about Silver, right? So when the 2019 free agency was going on, and there was already reports of Clippers like traveling with Kawhi, like it's just a bizarre kind of story that nobody's ever done this before, and it was known, like they were showing it to people, like it was, they were not hiding that. The Lakers leaked a story around the right after he got signed, saying all the demands that Uncle Dennis had made was similar to what Bruce Arthur said.
I remember that, actually.
Right?
I remember that.
And so people kind of write it off like, oh, Lakers sour grapes, they didn't get the guy. And then there has been, like, pretty short documented, like, I'm not speaking out of turn here, there's been lawsuits settled of people around the Clippers who said Jerry West promised us X amount of money if they landed Kawhi, and those cases were settled out of court.
Are you saying Ballmer had West killed?
Oh, okay.
No, but there has been smoke around this the entire time. The reason why this story blew up, the reason why when Pablo said this, it blew up, is because finally there was something approaching concrete. Now, the key is there's no capital P proof here. There's no signature contract somewhere that says you're going to do this for us for cap circumvention, et cetera, et cetera. Sure. So that's not going to be there. There's no expectation of it. It's not going to happen. But there's been enough smoke around this for so long that I think this Pablo story allowed people to feel comfortable finally saying, thank you, investigate this, because they're not saying investigate just this. They're saying investigate this, as in the whole the whole thing from the start.
We were Sam and I had Grant Cohn on, our guy, last week, and we were talking about investigative journalism, how we don't get enough, and Pablo drops that story. It's amazing.
It was funny timing now that you mention it.
Yeah, it's going to change. I mean, is it not going to change the NBA as a whole? It's going to change a franchise as a whole for years. I mean, if you guys are right, I mean, if Kawhi gets suspended for a year or they lose like 4 years of draft picks, like, man, that's they're cooked. I wish this happened to the Lakers. You know what I mean? I really do. I don't think I care too much for the Clippers, but yeah.
You know what's sad? I mean, jokes aside, I think Steve Ballmer has been a really good owner. Actually, right. I think that him investing as much as he has around LA, the communities, he built that stadium. Like Sam and I didn't like the stadium very much. I'm not a big fan of the stadium, but I appreciate it. Like real investment in the community. It's a nice, like we have an extra stadium in LA in Inglewood. It's great. Like he's invested. That franchise was dead and a joke, and he's elevated it to the point where it can be torn down. Like it's funny. Like nobody would have cared if the Sterling era Clippers did this because they'd go from laughing stock to laughing stock. So it'd be no different. But yeah, this is. But at the same time, I do agree that it does seem like Silver. If again, I don't trust him, but he does seem this is the one area that he probably will have to take seriously because it is the integrity of the league, and I can't imagine all owners want to play this game. Like no matter how much money is involved, like this is just it's a pain in the ass above everything.
Yeah, I'm of the. I kind of want. I mean, this is not what I think will happen, but I kind of want them to get punished too. I find everything about the Kawhi experience, like everything that sucks about pro sports, like the not even putting up the charade, just like constantly wanting more from everyone else, but not holding your end of the bargain up. So I don't know if that's necessarily the Clippers' fault or anything, but it's just like a part of me would definitely enjoy this. Part of me would really enjoy seeing the Clippers get screwed over on this. And Kawhi kind of getting called out on, it's not a big fan of the way that things have been handled, the way his business has been handled.
I will say this, like similar to other owners saying, wait, we don't act like this. Like everybody just assumes all owners must do something like this. And the owners saying, no, we don't. I think this is also a situation where people say like casually, oh, I know Kawhi asked for all this stuff, but all players ask for it. I don't also think that's true either. Like I don't think that Steph and LeBron have ever asked for this stuff. I just don't believe it.
Well, they're saying it's Uncle Dennis that asked for it, right? Not Kawhi. But I agree. I mean, it makes me think like, okay, KD went to the Warriors. Did KD ask for something that happened?
Crypto.
Yeah. Did he just? I don't know. But the thing is, like, I don't really care that much, but now that it impacts the Clippers getting screwed for the next 5 years, like, yeah, I mean, because it's like, aren't most fans kind of just sitting there? It's like, hey man, like 28 million, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, Kawhi, you're willing to risk all this for like, you're already, how much money has Kawhi already made? And if I was Ballmer, like, yeah, I probably wouldn't care either because I'm a bajillionaire. What's 28 million to Ballmer? I don't think he even notices. Like that's a write-off. It's like us getting Chipotle. But I insane. I do hope that whatever decision is comes soon, because if you guys are right and Kawhi gets suspended for a year or they lose draft picks, the Clippers are screwed for a very, very, very long time.
You hate to see it, Andy.
And the funniest part of all this, and this is part of the reason my initial instinct was it's going to go away, the All-Star games at the Intuit Dome this year. Like they're the host.
Funny.
They're the host of All-Star this year. And next thing, it's like, well, it's going to be a tough one for Adam. It's going to be a tough one if he has to punish them and then have that there. Yeah. It's a tough look.
Maybe they.
All right, Daman. But yeah, appreciate you hopping on.
Thanks, guys.
We'll have you on when Kuminga eventually signs.
I just want to say this. Jake Moody did nothing wrong, and they should have extended him.